You said right at the beginning, right, the fact that you went into a role, or you were looking at getting into a role because you thought, I want to tell people what to do,
Yes.
and that's that approach might work, and we sometimes have to use that approach. But your leadership style is predominantly inspirational, giving other people an opportunity, other people a chance, seeing the good in people, and being in a way where you sort of empower people. So the word empower comes in, the sort of coaching model comes in, and this is how you sort of, your leadership style effectively is like careers advice. It's like coaching advice. It's like, let's talk about this, let's break it down into silos. And as I said, you've got a fantastic team. How have you changed throughout, and what has worked for you, and what have you seen in terms of your personal experience seems to get the results that you obviously are getting?
Okay, so it's important to say that when I was walking down Walsall Town Centre and I was thinking, I want to tell people what to do, that was as a 15-year-old, and that absolutely isn't my style now. My style has changed throughout the years, not dramatically, I don't think. I've learned in the few organisations that I've worked for, people that inspired me, I've tried to bottle that, and people that made decisions or managed me in a way that didn't inspire me, equally so, I say to myself, well, I'll never manage anyone like that. I like to lead from the front. I won't ask anyone to do anything that I'm not prepared to do or I haven't done in the past. But how you kindly explained how you believed my leadership was, that's what I try and do, exactly what you've said. It's lead from the front, give information, coach if people want to be coached, but empowerment is the critical thing, and giving people the confidence you can do this. And in fact, you're better suited to do this than I am. Many conversations I've had with people where it's about giving them the confidence. And we have to manage this very carefully, Saf, but letting them make mistakes. Now, clearly, there are some mistakes you don't want people to make that has big big implications on a business, and you have to manage that very carefully. But not very often, but there have been occasions in the past, and if there are PTP staff listening, they'll probably smile at this, where I know the decision they make was going to fail, but fail in that's a very bad word, not succeed as well as we'd have liked to, but rather than say, you're not going to do that, I'm not going to let you do that. Okay, as long as you've thought about A, B, and C, if you still want to go down that route, then you go down that route. And I think people do learn sometimes from think when things don't go so well, rather than when they keep going well.
Allow them to trip over, but not necessarily break a leg.
Absolutely, fantastic way of putting it. I don't want anyone to break any legs, but scuff knees and elbows. A little bit of pain sometimes makes people think, oh, I'm not going to go through that pain again. But yes, that's what I like to do, and what inspires me is when I'm in the background and I see people who have grown as leaders making different decisions than maybe they would have done 2 or 3 years ago, because they're learning, they're getting rid of the things that didn't work very well, and they're focusing more on because we live in a different world now, Saf, you'll know this. Some of the things and how I manage, not in a bad way, I have to quickly say, but some of the ways I would have dealt with situations 15 years ago, which was completely acceptable 15 years ago, is not acceptable now. And I have to express that, I would go into an office, and if someone was behaving not particularly well, in front of everyone, you would say, hang on, you can't do that, etc. Now you have to pull them away, you have to do it very separately. And, staff that we recruit now have a different way of being motivated, and I think mental health is a big issue now, and I don't think we should shy away from that. I think I'm of the age where if someone broke a leg, you'd put your arm around them and say, poor old you, because you're in a cast. And if someone's saying, I don't feel very well, you'd do what my dad would have done with me, which is pull your socks up, get to work and get on with it. And I don't think that's right now. I think we have to be a more caring and supportive organisation, but we can't we can't run a business by walking on eggshells. We just have to be upfront and honest with people. Again, like we're talking about with apprentices, give people the information, give them the support. We're a training provider. We don't make widgets. Our biggest asset are the people that work for us. It can take us 5 years to get into a business, and one poor visit and we lose that business. So we have to manage it very carefully. But I'd like to think my style of management is trust, empowerment, support, and I'm not asking you to do anything that I wouldn't do or haven't done in the past.
Canny Conversation Podcast Series 5 by Safaraz Ali.